All right, gang, the Barn Find Sweptline is coming home. Uncle Bobo's black sheep is on its way. We have some big announcements and some pressure washing to do. Join us. It should be a good ride.
Give her Big Easy.
All righty, here we go. Not functioning very well.
Ah, we'll work on those.
How am I over there?
Good.
Rock and roll. The high idle is going to come off, but I'm really looking forward to getting this thing to the pressure washer. And talking about our new sponsor, gang, we're pretty happy with them. All right, well, we have it down here. We'll be back with you once she's on the trailer. Quick interruption, gang. Today's video is brought to you by The Ridge. Now, we all know the Ridge wallet. It holds 12 cards, okay? 30,000 5-star reviews. 30 different colors and styles. Uncle Bobo went with the matte titanium. I went with the carbon. You can get forged carbon, burnt titanium, whatever your style is, they've got it, gang. Don't be fooled by all these imitations. If it doesn't say The Ridge, it's not the best quality. Now, you've heard me say before, you got a smartphone, why aren't you carrying a smart wallet? Let me do a little demonstration here. This is a powerful magnet used for welding. While you're welding. You don't actually weld with the magnet, although you probably could. Anyways, here we go. Now, inside these wallets is important information and personal information. If I did this with one of the old 90s wallets, these would be wiped clean. Anybody that knows anything has an understanding of what a magnet will do to your information on your magnetic stripes. Isn't that right, Uncle Bobo?
Yep.
So, RFID technology, gang. Head over to theridge.com/reaction. Pick out your style, get your 10% off. Thank you to The Ridge for supporting the channel and the project. Back to your regularly scheduled barn finding, gang. A sweet moving chair, Uncle Bobo. A sweet moving chair.
That'll be fun.
I just can't wait till we get her pressure washed off.
Two-inch lower, some new rims, some new rubbers.
Yeah, we'll have to try to find some shackles for the back. The shackles I had in mind were sold out. I went to look. But the first mods are happening today. Got to get a tip on it.
Chrome?
Chrome tip.
Chrome
life.
Tip life.
Got to represent, right? I figure it'll be... Well, we should hear back from another one of our generous sponsors sometime next week. They'll be the main supporter of this build. And we still got the Project Platinum. The BMW is being used as a daily right now. But Project Platinum will be back in full force, probably when nice driving season ends and off-roading season begins. Until then, the Barn Find Sweptline, Uncle Bobo's black sheep. Get ready, because here it comes. Plus, we got to go back up to the other, where the Cummins powered Sweptline is, to get parts. So stay tuned. My favorite part. Although, get ready, because you're going to get wet, Uncle Barlow. Yeehaw! It's really wet over here.
Freaking guy, getting the camera all wet.
Alright gang, I am behind the camera, Uncle Bobo's in front of it. We are doing our first restoration / modification to the old Barn Find Sweptline Project Black Sheep. HEZ screw-on chrome tip. Perfect.
Oh, nice fit.
Very good. Of course, it's custom, dude. Actually, it looks pretty cool. Gotta go back and forth with those screws to make it even. Should stay. I don't think she's exactly got a lot of pressure coming out of her. That I can't remember. I think they were rated at like 210 horsepower. My classic tire, we have got some 225 75/16 mud and snow, Amera 550s, General. Yeah. Sprucing it up with the tip.
Tip life.
Yeah, it'll go great with the other stuff we have planned for it too.
Oh yes, absolutely. Can't
That'll
wait
be
for
great.
The paint job.
Good shine. Uncle Bobo is rather happy about the Barn Find Sweptline. And what you came up with the name, which will be
Black Sheep.
That's right, Project Black Sheep. So we have pressure washed the majority of it here, gang. Here's a better shot of the inside with some better light. We haven't cleaned it or done anything in here yet. Should probably take the key. Well, got the extra keys. Jump box, custom 70s sunroof. Looking good. It's really clean in here.
Yeah, it's not bad in there.
Yeah, no rats or anything.
Barn, yeah.
These custom dash speakers. We let Zoli keep his custom 6x9s because we really didn't need them. Next mission is to get the interior cleaned up, guys. Get rid of the cobwebs, etc. But yeah, stay tuned. Alright gang, we've swapped the carburetor onto the Barn Find Sweptline from our old rust bucket rooster. And I sprayed down the alternator bearing. We'll see how it holds. All the gauges seem to be working. The engine's running good. It's got, we cleaned out the tank as best as we could. So as you'll see by the fuel filter here, we've got clean fuel in it, but you will see the odd rust flake coming through. We're just gonna kind of play it by ear, gang, and hopefully it runs and drives good. Now we drove it out of where it was, as you saw in the beginning of the video. So hopefully the transmission holds. We are gonna service it. We still have to do an oil change. Let me fire it up for you here. Go around. She still needs a new battery, so we're running off the jump box here. I'll give her a flash up. So it is warm, gang. As you'll see, I've got my digital thermometer out here. I like to make sure that it's running on all 8. I mean, by ear you can tell, but it comes in handy to have one of these. Say you hear a little mist and you're not sure, turn it on. We are in Canada, but I like to do everything with the engine in Fahrenheit, so it makes the most sense to me. So I'll point it at each output. And I've got even temperatures all the way through here. Like I said, we've done the carburetor. It was really simple. I reused the gasket, put a little bit of ultra copper, a thin skin on it. As you can see, it flashed straight up. We got the choke set, got the idle set. I've got the kick down throttle valve linkage set up. You Mopar guys out there will know what I'm talking about there. We'll do another in-depth video on that, gang. So we've got a few more things to do, obviously, before we can drive it. Appearance-wise, we've got a plan. It's a bit of a surprise, so we'll wait to tell you about that one. Tell us what you think, gang. Should we go with this grill here? Obviously, we're going to clean it up a bit, polish it, or use the 69 grill over here. Project Platinum doing good. Project Parts Sheet, being a great tool bench. This grill's in good shape. It was originally a chrome grill. Sand it down and paint it the secondary color that will be painted on the truck, or polish the grill that's on it. Let us know what you think, gang. We're on the fence. So the other thing we've got to do here is obviously the truck needs rocker panels. And if you give me 1 second, Bob, I'm gonna go turn the truck off so you guys can hear me better. All right, gang, so we're gonna go with a surprise set of wheels here that I think you'll like. We're not telling you. A lot of it's gonna be revealed in the next episode of this truck. You gotta do the rockers on it. So if you look in here, we haven't cleaned the interior yet, but we've got the rockers and steps. I got those from X-Line Custom Auto, high quality pieces. We're gonna cut and weld in new rockers and steps on both sides. For the life of us, we can't figure out, gang, why that's the only rust the truck has. It is solid as a rock on the frame, everywhere else. I mean, we got a couple dings and dents, but nothing major. Both rockers are rotted completely out. But yeah, so we're gonna be replacing the rocker panels. The floors really aren't too bad. They might need a couple little patches, but they're not rotten completely out. I do have a set of cab mounts from X-Line as well that we might put in it. Other than that, it's just some detailing and stuff inside, gang. We're gonna install the gauges. Uncle Bobo, if he's got time, is gonna build a console. You'll see that, but that's our plan. And we're gonna ditch the 70s seat cover because of Blake and how it attracts his dog hair. One of the biggest things we're getting rid of is these. So if you come over here, gang, you'll see we just tested it. And don't worry about Blake dog, he's just asleep. So right here is the mirror we're gonna run, gang. We got just temporarily installed it for fun. And we're going with a somewhat of a, not a rat rod, but kind of a retro rod look where it's not, I'm not a big fan of the rusty patina. You guys have seen Betsy, my old Dodge truck. Patina's cool, but not rust. I'm just not a fan of it. It's been done too much. So the bumpers will be the secondary color. The body will be the main color. And we don't know what to do about the grill. Let us know. And of course, we picked up a lot of things, and I've got a lot of parts like the other marker lights, etc., etc. We're running the stock 318 and 727 combo, 8 3/4 with sure grip, so that's good. 323 gears, or sorry, 355 gears in the back. And we got some dings and everything to, you know, work out, but it's going to be an amazing ride. And like I said, we're hoping to have a little event coming up here. It'll depend on what the regulations and things are, and we'll fill you guys in when we know. Here's Project Platinum over here, gang, just to give you a little update. She's been used as a daily driver recently. It's on the back burner because it's basically in running working condition. We do have more parts for it from Crown. We do have bigger plans for it, and it will happen. So you Jeep gang out there, don't worry, it's coming. We still have a half of a 5.9 to finish stripping. Your Jeep content will be coming back. Do not worry. It's just that we really want to get this project done, completed, running, driving. And if we got this old parts truck, it'll go. Because as you see, gang, we don't have a big shop to work in. I work out of the driveway, and we do the best we can. Now, come with me here. One of the reasons why we're going to stick with that 2-barrel is we don't need high performance. As you may or may not know, we live on an island. So we don't have a lot of roads that you can go fast on. Here is, I'm going to give you an example. Hang on one sec, guys. Let me improve my lighting. Let there be light. All right, gang. Since we're kind of talking automotive restorations today, let me show you the differences. Okay, so this is basically the stock Same style stock carburetor that's on that little 318. In stock form, it really doesn't need more than that. You could move up to something like this on a small 4-barrel. This is a 600 CFM vacuum secondary Edelbrock carburetor. It's basically a Carter AFB, but remanufactured by Edelbrock. This one is one of the super rare factory offerings, and it's had the fuel screws installed right here. So you could order this back in the day. The newer Edelbrocks like Betsy have them right here. So if your fuel screws for your mixtures are up here, your carburetor is the old style Edelbrock. If they're down here, it'd be the later model one. And when I say stock, I don't mean stock like offered on a stock vehicle from a manufacturer. I mean like off the shelf, just stock carburetor. So here we have the Holley equivalent to this. This isn't a double pumper. Double pumpers don't have a choke plate. This is a Holley 4-barrel. This particular carburetor is a 750. It came off of a 400 old Dodge truck. It was over carbureted and poorly tuned, as you can see by all the black in here. That got replaced with a good Edelbrock carburetor that was tuned properly. Then if we move to here, we're looking at what a stock 383 2-barrel would come with. So you're looking at about, 600, 500 CFM compared to like the 400 stock that would be on a 318. These are the same generation carburetor. This is what would have come on a small block 360, 318 in one of the old Dodge trucks. This would have been the 2-barrel that came on the 383 pickup or 400 pickup truck in the late 60s, early 70s. Then we move over to here, we got a Motorcraft one. This is actually an AMC application. Now it is a Ford carburetor, it's a Motorcraft 4-barrel. It's off of a AMC 401. So same thing, this got removed. It was working, but poorly, and replaced with an Edelbrock 600 vacuum CFM, because the 401, stock 401 in the 77 J20 it was in, it doesn't have a lot of compression. Guys, they'll put 850s and 1050s. Unless you're David Freiberger and you've built a 500 or 600 horsepower big block Dodge, you don't need that. Okay, so then we go to this one. This is the classic, good old, I hate these carburetors. This one's kind of rusty. This would be the Quadrabog, aka the Quadrajet. Same thing here. AMCs could be had with them. A lot of Chevy pickups came with them. They got tiny primaries and massive secondaries. And these are the carbs that make that famous noise when you lay your foot into a small block Chevy and get the whoop, whoop. You guys know exactly what I'm talking about, all you old school guys that ever grabbed kick down on a Chevy small block. That is why. Because you're going from 300 CFM to like 750. And if you got enough vacuum, bada bing, bada boom. Now, here's another difference, okay? Here we go here. This Holley has a vacuum diaphragm. So you can it'll only give you the fuel needed. As you get on the throttle and the motors are electric, engines are internal, the engine will demand more fuel by the vacuum. It'll open the blades, and then through the discharge nozzles, fuel will flow. Same with this carburetor. This one's a vacuum. This one's a 2-barrel. This one here is a mechanical secondary carburetor with an electric choke. But I think this one is. I'm not a Quadrabog expert. It may be vacuum. Anyways, the big difference is mechanical secondary. Now, I know Betsy has a mechanical secondary 650 Edelbrock 4-barrel on it, aka Carter carburetor. When you whack the throttle wide open, all 4 open. Go to Nick's Garage Gang. I'll put a link below. He does a great explanation of this exact subject. But this covers pretty much North American, all the different carburetors. So we got the Holley, very, very distinguishable. Great carburetor. This one needs a rebuild. Excellent carb, that's why it's here. This Edelbrock really is more of a parts carb for me. It could be rebuilt, but it's old. I don't know what it came off of. It was given to me. This is the factory 2-barrel off of my 383 Chrysler, out of my pickup truck. I believe this is from a 360 Chrysler D-100 with a 360 in it. This is definitely off of the AMC 401 Motocraft 4-barrel. A lot of 460s would have had this, gang, and 390s back in the late 70s. And this is your Quadrajet, GMC Quadrajet or Quadrabrog. We've also got here, gang, this is the famous Chrysler electronic distributor. Now, this is the worn out one out of Betsy. If you look, it's got a reluctor wheel and a pickup right here. This one's adjusted all the way and it's worn right out just because Betsy's got a lot of miles on her. So it picks it up and then the signal comes through and sends it out to each cylinder, unlike points and condenser, which is in the Barn Find Sweptline. Points would have a little opening connector. Nick does a great video on that too. I'll put a link down below. Make sure you guys check out his channel. Vacuum advance on the distributor. This is an electronic ignition distributor from a... Now, my truck factory had points and condenser. It had a dual point distributor, I believe. Nick would know. I'm not sure if the trucks came with them. I know the HP ones did. Anyways, I believe, if I remember correctly, this is out of a 73 Dodge truck that had quite a bit of miles when they put it in, and then they put 80,000 miles on Betsy. So I replaced the distributor because I was having issues getting it to fire right. This is your electronic ignition box. So on Chrysler's Mopars, you have 1, 2, 3, 4 pin or 5 pin. The difference is, if you have a 4-pin electronic box, guys, your ballast resistor needs to be 2-spade. If you have a 5-pin system, it needs to be 4-spade on the ballast resistor. We'll do a whole nother video on Chrysler ignition. It's just sitting here, so I figured, hey, why not show you? Anyways, that's the way the Chrysler ignition works. There's your school of carburetors. I intend to rebuild the majority of these because I love carburetors. Fuel injection's great, but when you grow up tuning carburetors, what do? You run with what you grew up with, right? And here is the horn that's going in the Barn Find Sweptline. All right, gang. Hopefully you enjoyed this little segment. We'll see you soon. Like, share, subscribe. See ya. Some YouTube channels have cold starts. We're talking about a cold start here. It's not cold out, but this sucker's a cold start. Okay, now I gotta slide through here.
It's nice.
Of course, you see, I still have my sunglasses on because of my level of coolness. Okay, put a little bit of gas in the carburetor.
I really hate being left-handed. I got her.
I'm a lefty too.
You ready for the fuel pump?
Yeah.
Give her.